Prince Harry looked like a completely lost man during that BBC interview. He seemed drained, paranoid, and strangely out of touch with reality. The happy royal everyone once loved had become just a shadow of who he used to be, buried deep under confusion and emotional tiredness. Anyone could see it. Something was clearly wrong. And when Thomas Markle Jr. was asked what or who caused this downfall, he didn't hesitate. He pointed straight at Meghan. To him, Meghan isn't just influencing Harry. She's running the whole show from the outside. It's like watching a movie play out, but Meghan's the writer, casting herself as a new version of Princess Diana and making Harry her loyal but broken co-star. Every time they show up in public, give an interview, or release a statement, it all feels scripted. It's like Harry is reading lines someone else gave him before facing the world. If that kind of control is real, it's scary, and it explains a lot. The guy who used to flash a cheeky smile for every camera now looks like he hasn't felt real joy in years. And here's what's really unsettling. Harry didn't used to be like this. He was the prince everyone adored. Yes, he was wild, but he was full of life too. You could catch him joking with fans, dancing at music festivals, or fighting for good causes with fire in his eyes. Now, he talks like he's in a non-stop battle against his family, the media, even his own country. He acts paranoid, thinking some huge plot is out there to harm him, terrified history will repeat itself, and Meghan or the kids will end up like Diana. Meanwhile, where's Meghan in all this? She's online posting about her kids, promoting her lifestyle brand, and dropping another boring podcast about her morning routine. It feels strange. Harry's falling apart in public, while Meghan keeps sharing this perfect image of living her best life. She even says she's never been happier. That contrast is hard to miss. One person looks like they're living in a dream, and the other is slowly breaking behind the curtain. Tom doesn't sugarcoat it. He says Meghan is obsessed with being Diana, not just looking up to her, but really trying to be her. She buys domain names, gives mysterious interviews, and builds a story where she's the misunderstood princess trapped in a cruel world. But Diana had warmth and heart. According to Tom, Meghan only has ambition. Everything she does seems planned, like it's for the cameras. Tom believes they're all part of a bigger game now. No one in the family has seen the kids, not Meghan's father, not even King Charles. And that's not just sad, it feels intentional. The children are like chess pieces, used to control the story. Meghan talks all about family, but she cuts off anyone who doesn't match the image she wants. Her dad, who worked like crazy to pay for her school and help her acting career, she cut him off. Her siblings, also cut off. Everyone who knew her before she got famous is just gone. The red flags were there early. Tom remembers how Meghan ended her first marriage to Trevor. No talk, no reason. Just mailed the ring back and vanished. Trevor adored her, but once he didn't fit the plan anymore, she dropped him. And now, Tom sees that same story playing out with Harry. He's being controlled, pushed aside, and maybe one day, discarded. That seems to be Meghan's pattern. Use, rise, and drop. It happened with Trevor. It happened with her family. Some people think it'll happen again. One moment that stands out is when Harry said his father, King Charles, and some unnamed officials didn't want him safe, that maybe they even wanted him dead. He said that if he ever came back to the UK with Meghan and the kids, something tragic might happen, just like Diana. It wasn't just shocking, it felt unreal. Who even says things like that? Who accuses their own family without proof? And more importantly, who put that idea in his mind? To Tom, the answer is clear. He sees Meghan's influence all over it. The fear, the conspiracy theories, the careful way the words are picked. It feels like part of a bigger act, a twisted fantasy where Meghan rewrites history and stars as the lead. Harry isn't just in the story. He's the one reading the script, the one delivering the lines, the one being used like a prop. And this fear about safety? It's not just fear, it's control. Meghan and Harry built their whole media image around being victims, ignored by the royals, mistreated by the press. But the more people look into it, the less it all adds up. Even the Queen, reportedly, asked them to stop using their royal titles so they wouldn't be used for business. But Meghan ignored that. She kept using the titles on websites, in promotions, anywhere she could. Why? Maybe for pride. Maybe for power. She loved the title more than the people behind it, and that's what hurts the most. The monarchy gave her a spotlight, and she turned it into a personal stage. Meghan didn't want to join the royal family. She wanted to own it. She came in with Hollywood sparkle, a PR team, and no interest in royal traditions. It wasn't about duty or service. It was about being seen, being talked about, being a brand. And when the palace pushed back, she flipped the script and said she was a victim. Meanwhile, her real family wiped out. Tom says it started way before the wedding. Meghan started acting different after college, especially during her time in Canada. By then, she became cold, distant, even mean. The way she talked to her dad changed. Suddenly, the man who sacrificed everything for her dreams was beneath her. She didn't need him anymore, so she acted like he didn't exist. Same with her first husband. Tom remembers Trevor well, kind, respectful, deeply in love with Meghan. But one day, with no warning, she mailed back his ring. No conversation, no explanation. She just vanished. Why? Because she was moving up, and he didn't fit the new plan. It wasn't about feelings, it was strategy. That's what worries Tom. Meghan doesn't seem to treat relationships like most people do. Everything feels like a business deal. If someone doesn't help her image anymore, she lets them go. Her siblings? Gone. Her dad? Gone. Trevor? Gone. Old friends? Also gone. She's building a fairy tale version of her life, edited just for the public. Everything else gets deleted. But Harry? He's not so easy to delete. He's a royal. He's the connection to the crown, the reason people still pay attention. That's why Tom believes Meghan won't leave him yet. Not until he's no longer valuable. Not until there's nothing left to gain. But when the titles are taken away, when Prince William finally makes that move, things will change. Without titles, there's no spotlight, no power. That's when the real drama begins. That might be the moment Harry finally sees what everyone else already knows. When everything falls apart, and Tom thinks it will, Harry could find himself standing in the middle of a life he doesn't even recognize anymore. And the saddest part? Everyone around him saw it coming. Thomas Markle Jr. tried to warn him. He even wrote a letter before the wedding, asking Harry to slow down and think. He told Harry that if Meghan could cut off her own family so easily, she could do the same to him. He wasn't being mean. He was just being real. But Harry, caught up in love and the excitement of it all, didn't listen. And now, he's paying the price. Harry's isolation didn't just happen, it was planned. Tom believes Meghan slowly removed everyone who could keep Harry grounded. His brother, his dad, his old friends, they were pushed away. She created a bubble around him and filled it with only her voice, her ideas, and her dreams. Inside that bubble, Harry hasn't just lost touch with others. He's losing himself. What's left is a man who sounds like he's reading from a script, shows up to interviews like he's barely there, and only smiles when a camera is around and paid to be. And then there's the tragedy of the kids. Archie and Lilibet have never met their grandfather, King Charles. They've never met their grandfather, Thomas, either. It's like the family tree got chopped off at the roots. And all for what? Control. Meghan says it's about keeping them safe, but Tom calls it what it really is: manipulation. She's using the kids to stay in control, keeping them hidden from both families like royal pawns in a giant game. It's not about safety. It's about power. Power over anyone who dares to speak up. And now that Meghan's image in the public is slipping, the desperation is starting to show. Her latest efforts, lifestyle products, podcasts, shiny new websites, they feel rushed and fake. They're polished, sure, but there's no soul. It's like she's screaming, "Look at me!" But people just scroll on by. It's all brand and no heart. She's trying to be the next billionaire lifestyle queen, but the one thing she's missing can't be bought: authenticity. The talk of making peace with the family will probably come soon. Meghan might try to sell a "we're reconnecting" story. Maybe on a reality show, maybe in a fancy documentary. Tom's already expecting it. He knows any reunion won't be real. It'll be for show, a move to get sympathy, not to make things right. She's done it before, and she'll do it again. That's her way. Burn the bridge, then turn the rebuild into content. As for Harry, Tom has just one thing to say: wake up. He's not being cruel. He's seriously worried. Not just because Harry's lost his family, but because he's losing himself. The man who used to light up rooms is now fading into the background. The confident, fun-loving prince who laughed at himself and loved the people, he's gone. All that's left is someone who looks tired, trapped, and scared to say the wrong thing. Tom's prediction is simple. Once the royal titles are gone, Meghan's strategy will change. Without Duke and Duchess, Harry becomes less useful. No more royal buzz, no more headlines, no more weight behind her name. That's when Tom believes Meghan will walk away. Maybe quietly, maybe with a big public bang, but she'll go. And Harry? He'll be left with nothing. No titles, no family, no sense of self. Just a harsh spotlight and the echo of decisions he never really made for himself. And the world will watch. Not to enjoy the downfall, but because this was never a love story. It's a warning, a cautionary tale unfolding in real life, and it's still not over.